Hello and welcome to the first tutorial in this series on how to make 3DS homebrew using DevkitPro. Now, real quick, if you want to skip this because I'm recording the audio on my phone and syncing it in an editing program. So real quick, I'm going to open up a console, DEV, and now the recording should be synced to the video. So, to get started, we need to install some examples from GitHub. Why? Because, well, the series is normally going to rely on these examples since there isn't really that much documentation on DevkitPro. And, well, that means we just need to rely on these examples. They have a lot of comments, which is basically really useful for someone who just understands code and remembers well. But since you're watching this visual guide, then that means I would assume that you do not know how to follow these comments. And I mean, I won't blame you since even me, I can't even wrap my head around how this thing even works and all the commands, but hopefully we can both learn together. So as you can see, I get cloned the GitHub repository with these examples, and we're going to cd into 3ds examples. There we go. If you ls here, you're going to see that there's a bunch of these folders and also a makefile and a readme. But we first need to do something. Since this machine doesn't have DevkitPro installed automatically, I will need to install it, which is kind of pretty good because then that means y'all also can follow. Now, oops, hold on, I'm using Tor. I'm gonna have to disable it for a little bit. It's so annoying. But yeah, now I disable Tor. It will allow me. Hold on. Yeah, just making sure I'm actually recording. So yeah, here's the official guide on getting started. Now, there's 3 platforms here: Windows, macOS, and Unix-like platforms. The setup is, well, Windows has a graphical installer, so lucky y'all. And on Unix-like programs, you're going to have to install Pacman. Now, as some of you know, Pacman is the arch equivalent of apt, meaning that, yeah. So MSys here is a Linux emulator, so yeah, DevkitPro was kind of based off Arch. So yeah. Because I'm on Linux, I'll follow Linux, but you can probably find some other guide on how to install on Windows. Windows only has like a 64-bit graphical installer, and for macOS it's just Xcode and everything else is the same. But for Linux, the thing that this was made on, at least I guess so, because, well, half of this guide is just Pacman. Yeah, you're going to have to install DevkitPro Pacman, which is simple enough because I'm on Debian. I'll go here and need to copy over this command to the terminal. Now I'm going to have to wait because my internet is kind of bad. Sheesh. Meanwhile, while that's installing, basically DevkitPro is a kind of a homebrew made library. Well, of course you can make 3DS games and homebrew in general using actual official material. I'm pretty sure that's on a gray area of legality. So, anyways, yeah, hold on, I'm just gonna skip this. The internet here is embarrassing. There we go. Finally installed, and now we're going to install 3ds-dev using the sudo dkp dash pacman and install. So we're going to type sudo dkp dash pacman dash s for install, and 3ds-dev is going to prompt us. Just hit enter and hit Y, and it's going to install devkit arm for Arch because I'm using Raspberry Pi, and 3ds examples is already installed, and heck, it even installs fast. and also 3ds CMake, package config, the devkit environment, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And this will take some time, so again, just for your sake, I will skip over all of this. So, finally finished installing. Now here, that's actually the sound of my 2DS, because we're going to test this on real hardware. Anyways, here to use the tool chain right away, use this. Now this is really important because when I started modding and even using Linux, I had a big problem with environmental variables. They're basically just normal variables that get applied to you when you use terminal. Sorry for my bad English, since I'm not a native English speaker. Actually, that's apparent. But anyways, I'm gonna blur that. We're going to cd into 3ds examples, and today I just wanted to do something simple since, well, you know, we're just getting started. So we're going to go and example, hold on, let me think. Alright, so I cleared up the terminal because it was a mess, and I finally found the hello world. Well, technically. So I'm going to cd into graphics, then printing, and then hello world. So if we ls here, there's a make file and a source folder. If we cd into the source folder, we're going to find main.c. Now, main.c has this. Oh, fancy NVM. NVM, sorry. Yeah. So, to explain this code, these two things include the standard input-output library and the 3ds library. You know, the one from DevkitPro. And so basically, like my C teacher once told me, to understand a program, you need to think like the compiler. So basically, what this init main does is that it initializes the graphics unit and then uses the top screen, and the second screen is just null. Yeah, basically what this comment is saying. And then it moves the cursor to row 15 and column 19, then prints hello world. Basically, these are the coordinates of where this is of where this thing is going to get printed. And then press start to exit. Then there's the main loop, which is where your app is going to run. HID scan input scans, well, the inputs, and U32 key down equals whatever was well inputted. If key down is key start, which is the code for the start button, break here basically exits to the homebrew menu, and then it just flushes everything, waits for vblank, and then restarts this. Now these three are just required for code. I don't understand what they do, but they flush and swap frame buffers, which is important for the graphics. So don't forget that. And it does this if you did not press start, and then it redoes this thing. And of course, it then graphic exits, returns 0, which I also don't understand what this thing does. But basically, it exits the graphic and returns 0, just like any code, I think. But yeah, exiting from this and going back to the root of this folder and executing makes the program. And we're going to test this on real hardware since, well, there's not much 3ds emulators for ARM. Okay, so one file cell transfer later, you can see that I prepared everything, and I'm booting to the homebrew, which I have the homebrew launcher. We're going to DevkitPro tutorial, and there it is, the 3DSX that we made, and there we go. It printed hello world and is printing again. Press start to exit. So pressing start sends us back to the launcher. Yep, that's about it. So So I hope y'all liked this tutorial. Next time we're going to tackle inputs, because that's actually more demanding and needs more attention. And I hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next episode. Later.